What's good, YouTube? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm just gonna drop one of my most requested videos. Usually anytime I do any of live streams on Thursday 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, usually someone always asks me how do I list multiple sizes for one particular shoe, especially since a lot of us source from places like Ross, the Nike outlets, Burlington, Marshalls, places like that. So if you guys have been requesting this video, make sure you hit that like button so that way YouTube could push it out to everyone else that was searching for this type of content. This video might not get a ton of views, but I'm pretty sure it'll help at least 1 or 2 people, and that's the reason why I'm doing it. So if you guys are interested in this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so first up what we're going to do is head over to ebay.com. This is my preferred way to list items on the website. We can always use our phones to list, but for me, I just prefer using the desktop. I believe the eBay app is probably improved a lot over the past few years, but I've just become so accustomed to listing on my laptop or my desktop, and to me it's just a way easier, smoother system. So I'll just go ahead and go straight to the website. Of course, if you want, you can go ahead and use your phone. I think the create variations option is on the phone as well, so you might not necessarily need a desktop or a laptop, but this is just how I like to go ahead and do things. Now, first thing what you're going to want to do, just type in whatever item that you have. For this particular example, we're just going to go with Air Jordan 1s, and we're just going to go with we'll just pick this particular pair, the Court Purples Air Jordan 1 lows. And then once you click on that option, you're going to see the listing. This seller is clearly killing it right now. They sold over 315 pairs of these. They're doing really, really well with these. This is a really good listing overall. Good pictures. Everything looks real solid. So what I like to do is just click the sell similar option. Like I said, the desktop, you can see the sell similar option really quickly and really easily right under the photo. So that's what we're going to go with. We're just going to go ahead and click sell now. And basically with the sell similar option or the sell now option, whatever you want to call it, what it does is it copies all of the individual details within that listing except the photos. You're going to have to either copy and paste photos from somewhere else, or what I like to do is that I would create the actual listing on the desktop first, save it as a draft, and then the photos that I would take the photos with my phone, then open the eBay app, go to that draft, add the photos from my phone, and then complete the listing on my phone. So it's a 2-part process. I like to start listings with the desktop and end it with the phone. So like I said, you can't necessarily copy and paste the person's title because eBay wouldn't be able to kind of decipher whose listing is who. So you want to change your listing. You want to change the title to at least something. You want to change some part of the title. So instead of saying men's size, you might just want to put men's new and leave it at that. Next thing, you're just going to go to variations. That's the most important part. It says if you sell multiple variations of your item, you can list all of them in one multi-quantity fixed price listing. This saves you time and money. Now, it simply saves you time and money because you don't have to list a bunch of different listings and take the time to list all of them. And it saves you the money because each individual listing on eBay, it's not like Poshmark or Mercari where listings are free. You usually do have to pay for listings. So instead of having to pay for multiple listings of the same item, you can just create one listing where you just pay one fee. Now we're just going to go ahead and click on variations. And this particular seller, like I said, this was a really strong listing. So they already had the sizes available, and you can go ahead and click all the sizes that you have. You might have a full size run. You might have went to Ross and picked up maybe just a few sizes. Whatever sizes you have, go with it. That'll be just fine. However, sometimes you might go ahead and click on that sell similar option and you might not have this particular attribute. So what you're going to want to do is click add right under attributes and just click on add your own attribute. And for me, what I like to do is just call it options. You could call it size. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But for me, I prefer to just call it options. And I would delete the previous attributes. That way, it's only the one that I created will be visible. Add your own sizes, right? So create your own options. You can say you have a size 11, a size 12, and you can also add a size 13. Say you just went to Ross, you picked up just a few sizes. This is something that I would usually do myself. Now, once you're into this section, like I said, it doesn't copy the photo. So you're still going to want to take your own original photos, make sure your lighting is right, make sure you're using like a non-distractive background, all of those things to make your photos stand out. I've done videos in the past on how I take photos, so I'll put that up in the card so you guys can check that out. Now the next thing, and this is also super important as well, you're just gonna click on this checkbox here and enter the price. So say it's $100, because of course on eBay, if you're selling shoes over $100, you save money on fees. So that's always super important. Next thing, you're gonna want to make sure that you enter your SKU. For the SKU, it's not really important. It could be anything you want it to be. So you can just put Nike Air Jordan 1. NAJ1, that's a acronym for me. That way I'll know exactly what that is, and you just click save. Next, of course, you want to make sure if you have 2 size 11s, 2 12s, you change it accordingly, so on and so forth. UPC, I usually leave that blank. That's not super important. And then you will just go ahead and click save and close. Once you're done with that, you will go through after this step. Of course, I'm not going to go into all the details of this actual listing because I don't have multiple pairs of Air Jordan 1s. I wish I did, but I don't. So like I said, it already copies everything that the previous seller already used, all those details. You might want to go through it, make sure everything is correct, make sure everything applies, and you're going to make sure you can do whatever it is that you want to do to your item description. Personally, I like to use, I have custom templates. So for when I'm listing shoes, all I'm doing is simple. If it's used shoe, if it's a brand new shoe, I'll just adjust it like that. I might say brand new in box. If I have multiple sizes, of course, I'll delete that portion of it. And then here is where I usually would just name it whatever I want it to be. Nike Air Jordan 1 Court Purple. That way, it just gives it some more SEO. It just lets the buyer, if the buyer is typing in something really super specific, you can add all of these things to your item description, and that can kind of, push it a little higher up on search. You want to make sure that your description area has a decent amount of descriptions in there. Doesn't have to be super like complicated or anything like that. This is perfectly fine. And from there on out, like I said before, your price, your quantity, all of those things are visible. You're shipping, all of those things. For me, I usually always promote items. So I'm just going to go with 1% on there because I usually always promote items depending on what it is. Unless it's something vintage, super rare, I'm the only person with it, I don't need to promote it. And from there on, I'm just going to save it as a draft. Once I save it as a draft, I'm just going to add the photos from my phone after that and then complete the listing. So that's basically all there is to it. It's super easy. Before, there used to be a lot of glitches doing once you want to create variations. There used to be a lot of different glitches. Thankfully, eBay fixed it, so it's not those type of problems anymore. We don't run into those issues anymore. So like I said, once you click save draft, you upload the photos from your phone, you should basically just be good to go. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure you guys tune into my live shows every Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I usually go live on there and answer any questions that you guys may have. And like I said, this was a very highly requested video, so I decided to just make this video really quickly for you guys, and hopefully this will definitely benefit at least a couple people within their reselling journey. So like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one. Earn the bases hard, I still want.